Hello, so today I'm here with David Barton, who's a landlord for student property in Newcastle. So I'm here with him today. So do you mind just introducing yourself, please, David?
Yes, hello Katie, my name's David Barton. I run a student property letting portfolio. We are housing about 120 students a year in a mixture of sort of house shares, flats and studio apartments.
Okay, so I've just got a few questions to ask you, mainly about how COVID's affected your business. So the first one is, do you think COVID has made your job any easier, or do you think it's made it harder?
Oh, without doubt, it's made it harder for all the obvious reasons, but the restrictions and social distancing has made it very difficult to carry out any maintenance while students are in the property, and obviously through viewings and we as part of our contracts we offer cleaning once a week, and that's obviously been difficult with the social distance aspect. So there's been many challenges that COVID has brought.
Do you think has there been like anything that's happened that has made it a lot harder to deal with because of COVID? Any problems?
I think with obviously welcoming the students to the property for the first time, again the situation with social distancing, and also with viewings, that's obviously been a problem we've had. So we're obviously trying to follow the guidelines as at all times, but that brings challenges with it.
Okay, and have you been doing, so of all the viewings that you've been doing, have they all been online, or have you done any face-to-face viewings?
We in the periods where it's been allowed, we have carried out live viewings, face-to-face viewings, and although the government guidelines are that viewings are still available, we've made the decision after Christmas, on when this new lockdown was announced, that we wouldn't carry out any face-to-face viewings for protection, not only obviously of the potential tenants, but also the existing tenants. Obviously a lot of most of our properties are full, and therefore bringing a potential new tenant into a property where there's already a tenant is a risk to both parties, and also there's a risk to us as well. So all our viewings currently are taking place online. We have our own website, and we for a couple of years now have had virtual tours of all our properties, so that does assist in potential tenants finding properties, but virtual tours are never quite the same. So we are in normal times, we always try and insist on tenants viewing properties face to face, but in these difficult times, strange times, we're doing it on a virtual tour basis.
So do you think there's been more viewings, more people that have seen the virtual viewing and not wanted to follow through with living in the house because they haven't been able to see it in real life?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to gauge, but we'll never quite know how many people have viewed the virtual tours without contacting us and decided for whatever reason not to proceed. The success rate on the virtual tours of the people we've spoken to has been fairly positive. But as I said, it's very difficult to film rooms in properties and give a decent perspective of room size and layout, and so it's our experience has always been it's been much better to do it face to face, but as I said, in these times we just have to go with what we can do.
So have you had any cases where is it like become more common that people have asked for a reduced rent or a shorter period of rent because of the circumstances?
That's interesting. No, I mean we haven't actually. No, I mean we've always been fairly fixed in our contract terms, and our rents are competitive, and at the level they need to be. So I can genuinely say we haven't really had anybody asking us for rent reductions or shorter periods. Just going back to the the viewings also on, we're now doing all our signing. I mean, we might have, I don't know, other people have perhaps been doing it a bit longer, but we always used to do our signings face to face as well. But that's all gone online and digital signatures. So that's another step forward.
Okay, well, thank you very much for all that information. It's been really helpful. Is there anything else that you've got to say?
No, I think just finally, it's very difficult. It's a very difficult time for everybody. I think tenants are, students are going through a very difficult period of time where they're being sort of encouraged to study from home, and landlords, obviously, contracts with their students are trying to understand the situation, but for landlords who've had no assistance from the government other than mortgage holidays, which is only a holiday, it doesn't mean it doesn't have to be paid, it just has to be paid a bit later, have sort of got mortgages to pay and bills to pay, but also want to try and understand the difficult financial implications that COVID has brought to students. So I think it's a question of both trying to work together to come out with the right conclusions. We are finding most of our students are actually coming back to their accommodation, and we're all hoping that on-campus study will start again in the not too distant future.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.